just got back from Memphis. When I tell you, Memphis is a totally different place right now. For real. I did not know that President Trump was sending them guys down there. And when I say it's police everywhere, for real though, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I ain't never seen Memphis like this before. Because I go down there and drop off a load at the hospital. You know, you see your normal scragglies, whatever. You know what I mean? Hospital, I don't know why hospital's always a place where they won't hang out at, but it is what it is. But traffic was different. I know. See, I don't go to Chicago, so I wouldn't know that anyway. But boy, Memphis, boy, I know they people's like, yes, crime is slowed down. I mean, it look like a totally different city right now. The vibes are different. I don't know. I guess it's just me, man. But Memphis changing for the good, y'all. As they should. The people need that, though. The people need to stop all this riffraff and all this craziness these young kids got going on, man. Scared to leave your house, scared to go to the grocery store, scared to go to the gas station. One time, I wouldn't even go to certain gas stations if I see too many of them out there. For real, I keep it pushing. I wouldn't give a damn if I'm about to run out of gas. I'm going to keep it pushing. So, right now, it's a totally different breed down there right now, boy. I mean, I'm talking about the whole boatload is down there. Police everywhere, boy. You know what I'm saying? So I know the people like, yo, we needed this. And I agree with them. I agree with the people. They do need that. They need peace and love. And I love you guys, and I'm out.
And let me tell you, I found that audio on X, a young brother who had just got back from Memphis. But everywhere where President Trump has gone, D.C., the same type of sentiments. Now Memphis. The problem in Chicago doesn't want the problem solved because it's going to show the ineptness of leadership in Chicago. It's going to show that the issues of crime could have been solved, but they weren't willing to do it because we have activists as a governor and as the mayor of the city of Chicago. They're not leaders. They don't want to bring any peace and quiet to the citizens of the city of Chicago. They just don't. And that's why I wanted to bring on, today we're going to be joined by Amir Hassan. I hope I'm saying his name right. He's a Republican candidate for Michigan's 8th Congressional District. Amir is a proud Navy veteran and retired federal law enforcement officer who spent his life defending this nation both abroad and at home. When you look at the rise in crime across American cities, the demoralization of our police, and the constant attack on law and order, Amir brings firsthand experience and moral clarity to the conversation about restoring safety and dignity to America's communities. Amir, welcome to Detroit's Morning Answer.
Hey, good morning, John. I appreciate you for having me, and thank you for the intro.
Hey, you know what? No problem. And I'm telling you, once again, my good buddy, Vance Patrick, told me I had to have you on the show. So here we are, Amir.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
But, you know, Amir, as a Navy veteran and retired federal law enforcement officer, what does it feel like watching the current state of law enforcement in America, where the very people who protect us are often the ones being villainized?
And see, that's the issue. That's the issue right there. Being villainized for doing your job, being villainized for protecting our families, being villainized so people can walk outside, walk their dogs, walk to the park, restoring the values of safety, of community. The fact that these people are going out their way to make it hard for law enforcement to do their job, doxing them, taking pictures of their license plates, trying to find where their kids go to school. You have to ask yourself, well, if you're attacking the people that are trying to keep us safe, who are you working for? What is your angle? Why do you want to see chaos in the streets? Why? A lot of these people don't live in these communities that they're protesting against or protesting in. They're chaos actors. They're coming in to destabilize and create confusion and division and hurt, and we must stop it.
Yeah.
I've seen it firsthand.
You know,
Yeah.
Amir, when you look at today's crime rates in cities like Detroit and across the Midwest, do you believe we're facing a crisis of crime or a crisis of leadership?
Both. One might be, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
We have a crisis of leadership where, like you said, in Chicago, you have a mayor that thinks he's an activist. He thinks he's freedom fighting. He's not leading. And then crime has ran rampant because it's been incentivized, whether they're lightening sentences or they're not pursuing certain crimes. Here in Michigan, they just taxed, marijuana is legal in Michigan, right? So they taxed it and put a 24% tax on the legal small businesses. So for one, that taxes more government regulation on businesses, but then it drives people back to the black market. Yeah. It drives people back to the streets. And so once again, that's leadership encouraging crime. It's almost like they're invested in the streets themselves as if they're getting a kickback on the left.
Wow. Now, Amir, you're now currently running for the 8th congressional district. What was it? What was it that pushed you over the edge to say I have to go and help the citizens of Michigan in the 8th congressional district? What was it that fueled you or inspired you to run for Congress at this time?
Well, it's a multitude of things. My overall experience as a law enforcement military man. I understand what's possible. I've been to safer cities. I've been to safer districts, people that invest in their police, people that don't call for defunding, that invest in their education systems. Also, I'm a father. Above everything else, John, I'm a father. Yeah. I have a 5-year-old daughter I'm raising here with me in Flint. And I want the world to be better for her, safer for her to have a proper understanding of what it is to be an American, the values we have to instill in her, and to give her the understanding of how to move forward. And it's just too much nonsense. It's too much delusion. It's too much indoctrination getting pushed all around the country where our young kids are growing up with a false sense of nationalism or lack thereof. So that spawned me to step up to the plate and be the change and represent the people here that I know they want proper leadership and representation. One last thing is my district has been represented by the Democrats for 50 years. Jeez. So if anybody knows anything about Flint, Michigan, or Saginaw, and my district is Flint or Genesee, Saginaw, Midland, and Bay counties, since the 70s, the Democrats have held the 8th district or Flint hostage.
Wow. I mean, so that's this. I mean, let's trust me. I know there are this happens throughout the country. People that have the Democrat Party, the left. Are you seeing an uprising? Are you seeing an awakening in the 8th congressional district from the constituents that are there who said they're just tired of just nothing changing? And if you have, I mean, give me some examples of what some of the people are saying to you.
Well, absolutely. There has been a great awakening and rising. It started with President Trump. President Trump has made inroads. He won this district last cycle. Every cycle, he's made a 2% increase, especially in my demographic, the young black male demographic or a male demographic period. He's made increases. And so that lets you know that people are tired of the lies, the promises of hope, but the lack of opportunities. I always say we need more construction and less destruction. And that's because President Trump is bringing back manufacturing jobs to America. President Trump is putting more money in your pockets with no tax on tips. Trying to get he signed the executive order for the medicine, so our seniors aren't overpaying for medicine. And so what I'm being approached by, I was in church last week, and this lady came up to me and she was telling me that she's a lifelong Democrat. She's voted Democrat her whole life. But, when I spoke, she said, I agree with everything you said. I said, so why'd you vote Democrat? She said, I don't know. My mom and my dad were Democrats.
Yep.
Simple as that. Yep. And so when I'm talking to people in Washington or people who don't understand this district, listen, you have a lot of people that are open to the message. You have a lot of people that are ready to vote. They just needed somebody who's actually from there, somebody who comes with the knowledge and is equipped to spread the message that this administration is doing. the left has done a good job of manipulating. They've done a good job of framing the conversation before somebody meets somebody from the other side, the right side, the conservative side. But now they have a homegrown son of the district. I'm a son of Flint. I'm a son of General Motors.
I love
That's my background.
You know, I love it, man. Amir Hassan, what's your walkaway experience? How did you decide to become a Republican? What's your story? What was your awakening?
Well, it was a long process. Like I said, we were conditioned where I'm from to be Democratic. You're conditioned to think that Democrats are the good guys. And so when I left, I didn't meet my first Republican until I got in the military. And then as that story progressed, I just started watching. I started observing. I started seeing that they say one thing, the left I'm speaking of, they talk in a way in which is easy on the ears, and then you realize, but it's just they're throwing the stone and hiding their hand, because all they're doing is the old bait and switch. That's all they're doing. And so as I got older, I realized, like, no, they don't care about family, because they're pushing boys to be girls, right? They're destabilizing the family. When you look at when the man had to come outside of the house so the woman could receive benefits, and then we see the direct correlation to my community where the black male is number one incarcerated male in the country. The black woman is getting educated at a higher degree. So now we have instability of family. When we look at it and see who's the number one rate of babies being killed through abortion, it directly affects my community. And my community has voted for Democrats for my whole lifetime. So therefore, it says, well, if we've been voting this way for this long, and yet our families have been destabilized, we have no jobs, the opportunities that were once here are no longer, and nothing has come to replace it as a whole district, you have to look at, well, who's culpable, right? And it points back to the left every single time. We start talking about policies, and we'll do that at a different time, but all the policies from the left, they're all speaking of issues that they created, right? So simply, they gave the community the sickness, and now they're making them thank them for the medicine.
You know,
right?
Amir, you said something. You said you didn't meet your first Republican until you got to the Navy. Now,
Absolutely.
I, too, have a similar walkaway story that you have. I grew up in a household where we were told to vote Democrat because the Democrats help poor people and the Republicans only help the rich. That was the story. I was told that my entire life. But how important is it? Because I know there are other Republicans that are listening. I just went and gave a speech in Livonia, and they wanted to know what's the path forward to victory. And I said, for Republicans, it's simply showing up into communities that where you think people won't vote for you. But how important is it for Republicans just to show up in these communities?
Show up and be amazed. Show up and realize that you're preaching to the choir once you get there.
Yep.
You know, I had a conversation before I left. I was an executive protection agent with the Department of Transportation. So I had a conversation with the Secretary, Sean Duffy. And he asked me, he said, Amir, how do we make inroads? The same question you just said. I said, just be present and lead from a place of understanding and love. See, for too long, the left has shaped the conversation because nobody from the right was actually there or felt encouraged enough to be there to have the conversation. It wasn't that they were racist or scared. It wasn't that. It was just they didn't have the opportunity to really get the message out fairly. Yeah. But now we do. And so what I'm saying is when other Republicans come inside the inner city, inside the churches, schools, or wherever the people fellowship at, they'll realize that the message people agree with. Yeah. That's all. Just be persistent, be disciplined, and show up. Yeah. And I can't wait for people to see the Republican Party. I always say it's the best held secret within the inner city because it's so aligned with how we're already raised inside urban America. It's already aligned. We have those values of conservative ideas because most of us grew up in the church. Yeah. And that's how it really comes across.
You know, Amir, normally when I do first interviews, I paint the picture because I want people to get an understanding of who they're voting for. You know, the whole policy stuff, where you stand on certain issues. And I mean, that's important, but that's like the second or third interview that I like to do. I like to humanize people. Who is Amir Hassan, and why should the voters of the 8th Congressional District send you to Congress to represent them?
Well, like I said, I'm a father. Above all else, the greatest joy I have is being a father to my 2 daughters. I have one in college. I have one in kindergarten. I'm a son, a native of this district, so the love of this district is foremost on my mind. Now, I'm a Navy veteran and retired law enforcement officer, so that's my foundation. That's what gave me my intangibles. However, you send me to Congress as somebody who represents us, who represents the businesses, who represents the families, who represent the first responders, the heroes, the military, somebody who really cares, who's in it for the district, who's in it for developing, who's in it for prospering. There is no more self-promotion or even self-preservation as other, congressmen we feel had the seat. Now it's time to implement the strategies that's going to make America great again and make this district and this state great. And it's simply by returning to the fundamentals. And that's all I believe in. I want to raise my children in an area that has opportunity, where they can go to college or go into the trades and have a job when they come out and raise their family here in this beautiful state of Michigan. And on top of all that, I'll be damned if we let the left take us astray and have us fighting for things that are no longer, or that have never been true. Right? They have us focused on distractions and not the real enemy. And to the point where now they're incentivizing people to act against America and American interests.
Amir Hassan, you are a dangerous man, and I want you to know that. How can people help? Do you have a website if people want to donate to your campaign? They want to just join you out on as you go out and about in the 8th Congressional District to enlighten more voters to vote for you, to send you to Washington.
Absolutely. My website is Hassan4MI. So that's HASSANFORMI.com. I can be reached on there. There's links for support on there. But all I ask every constituent of the state, people have to understand, this is a national race. This is a statewide race. This district has been identified as this administration is one of the top 5 races in the country. It's one of the you'll get more bang for your buck when you support in this race. That dollar goes further. We're able to put ads up and fight the left, because we already know the left is well funded because they want to make sure they're co-opting our children. Yeah. And they want to make sure we don't have safety. And when law enforcement goes out, they're calling to defund it so they can send the fund. So Hassan4MI.com. Anytime you see me, I'll be out. I'm a Michigander. So I'll be at a Wolverines game, a Lions, Tigers, Pistons game, or you come down to district, please let me know. And John, this is a personal invite to you. Please come to district and I'll host you and show you the beautiful things we have coming or have going on in the 8th district.
You know what, Amir Hassan, I would love that. We got to cut it there. I want to thank you. I will definitely have you on, and I definitely see what Vance was talking about when he was talking about you to me. Brother, go out there, go with God, and I will definitely keep you up in my prayers as well, my brother.
And I accept that, and I look forward to it, John. Thank you for your opportunity to speak with you, and I look forward to talking again. All
right, that's Amir Hassan. He's the Republican candidate for Michigan's 8th Congressional District. Go out and support him. You heard what he said, Hassan for MichiganMI.com. Go support him. Detroit's Morning Answer. We'll be right back.